and welcome back. My name is Effie.
And I'm Riskus.
And this is the Drake Den. Oh yeah.
Den of the Drakes. It's been a while.
Well, yeah, probably once this episode goes up, it's going to be a while. And I hope that you guys enjoyed that little break from Sekiro and to the wonderful world of Pokemon.
Ah, yeah, that's right, because we plan to release an episode of Pokemon before this one.
Pokemon Snap. Yep.
Yeah.
We haven't recorded it yet, but we're going to be doing that right after this recording. And so it'll be fun.
Yeah.
And now I'm back over here because I didn't want to die with all of our stuff. As you saw just now, I did a cool thing.
Yes.
And you probably can't see it, but we have now 5 gourd thingies.
Gourd seeds.
Yeah.
We had one that we picked up from the temple that I was at with the zombie. And then we went to a merchant who had one, and we purchased a gourd seed for 1,000 sen.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
Affy also went ahead and purchased the firecrackers from, I think, that same merchant or from another one, while we had the opportunity to do so.
Yeah.
But don't worry, when it's my turn to play, I will go straight back to that exact area that I was at and continue going forward, because Affy does not want to deal with that nonsense.
Nah. Instead, I want to swim around in sewage.
I mean, it's just murky green water, and it's not necessarily sewage, it's just...
Would you live in here?
Absolutely not.
I think so. I don't know. This doesn't really lead anywhere.
Can you look up?
I am
It
looking
is-
up.
How peculiar.
Well, maybe this is just a dead end.
So, since the last episode, we have finished watching The Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yep.
And while I still like WandaVision more, I thought that this show was pretty good. It did a lot of good character building for Bucky and the Falcon.
Yeah.
And you could definitely tell they spent some money on the action. At least the beginning action sequence. One of the original pitches for these shows was that they wanted to bring a movie-like experience to the small screen, and I think that, at least with the action, they kind of did nail that. Ooh.
Let's see. Oh, this is where he's practicing.
黒言ですね。エマ殿、分かっています。源一郎殿がお待ちなのでしょう。天守の上階に戻ります。狼よ、あの時吹いてくれた足の歯笛じゃ、こたびはそなたが音を頼りにきっと参れ。
And so, what did you think of the show overall, Affy?
Overall, I give it 4 fluff drakes out of 5.
Oh.
There's no dragons.
No dragon.
No.
Minor spoilers ahead because I'll go a little bit more in depth.
Yeah. Oh, that's another thing I wanted to. So as you saw on some of the previous episodes, anytime that we are going to obviously make spoilers or remarks to any type of movie or TV show, we're gonna put up a spoiler goat. That thing. Yep. And anytime you see that up, if you don't want any that spoil for you, you can just like fast forward until you don't see spoiler goat.
Spoiler goat.
Because I mean, I guess I could put in time marks, but it's just easier to just put spoiler GOAT up.
So it was interesting that they brought back Zemo. I mean, I think he appeared in the trailers.
Probably. I didn't really watch the trailers.
Neither did I. I saw the first teaser trailer. But his return is interesting. I mean, we knew he wasn't dead. He was incarcerated somewhere. And so now to see that play out, I'm curious to see where his character is going to go now that he's confirmed to be back. I'm trying not to spoil too much.
I mean, I hope they don't turn him into second Loki, because he's not quite that type of character.
But there's a Loki show coming, so... They definitely characterized him a lot more in this show and gave him some more interesting things to do.
Like dance. 2
seconds of dancing turned into a meme, apparently.
Of course, that's the internet for you.
Yeah. Hey, scrap iron.
Oh, another thing that we don't have equipped right now, but we ended up getting for the off-screen was the firecrackers. So we now have the firecrackers. I don't know if if I run into any animals, I'll probably use them or switch to them.
We were just getting familiar with the game again and did some shopping before recording, so...
Yeah, nothing major. I mean, if we saw that it was going to be something like that we wanted to record, we would have, obviously recorded it. But
we did cure dragon rot at the sculptor's idol.
Yeah, we did go back and talk to a few people to see if there's like any change. Nothing really changed, so that's why it's not recorded.
Yeah. We spoke to the dragon rot researcher lady, and she gave us some sake to give to the sculptor who has now been healed of his dragon rot.
I haven't given it to the sculptor yet, but...
Yeah. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, we really don't see much of a change. I mean, I guess... Because, like, if we start dying a lot again, we're just going to give dragon rot back to them, right? Or if they're cured, then they're cured for good.
Well, that's what we'll find out.
I guess so.
So I guess I go back down this way.
Another minor spoiler GOAT warning here for Falcon and Winter Soldier. I mean, I think it was obvious that the Falcon was going to eventually take up the mantle of Captain America. And I think the way they did it was fine. My main issue with the show was that the writing was a little bit all over the place. Like, if they were trying to okay, to rewind a bit. So the basic premise of the show is that we have this rebellious group called the Flag Smashers. They're being branded as terrorists because they want things to be back the way they were doing
Blip.
Yeah, pre-blip is what they're calling it. Snap, whatever. Because I guess, based on the tidbits of information we get, this is probably the most amount of information we get about what happened during the blip than any other Marvel media that I'm aware of. I mean, because Spider-Man Homecoming just shows like a little TV news blip, and it's like, oh, everyone's back, and school's okay, and everyone seems to be okay. But we don't get into the nitty-gritty of the politics and stuff like that like this show does.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like apparently, obviously half the world's population disappeared, so there were all these empty houses that people moved into because no one's there anymore, no one expected everyone to come back, so they were just living there. And so the unblippening happens, half the world's population returns, and people go back to the houses to find strangers living in their homes, and so there's a really messy political economical social climate created because of that. Like, how do you just kick those people out? Do you give the returning individuals new homes? Like, how do you handle that situation? And they touched on that a little bit in the show. And the so-called flag smashers / terrorists, as they're branded, they were people who were originally not snapped away. They were living in a home, and then they came back, and all those other people came back, and they got kicked out onto the streets, essentially. At least they made it seem like they were kicked out onto the streets and put into refugee camps. And so the show tries to paint them with a compassionate light, that these people are suffering and that what was done to them was wrong and that the politicians are not doing enough. Except the writing of the show, I don't think, really succeeds in selling that perspective. Because every time the show flips back to their scenes, they're just kind of like, she's kind of giving like a little speech. That guy's getting stabbed in the back, and dogs are trying to maul you to death. But she's giving a speech, and they're kind of standing around, or they're stealing supplies from a depot. Like, I feel like their storyline was kind of unfocused. They had a very clear direction with the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and they had a satisfying character arc, but the Flag Smashers and their leader Carly in particular, who they try to, like, I guess build something up with, I feel like it falls flat. Because they're trying to show what happens when a movement born out of compassion for the people turns into a radicalized group. And I'm not sure if they sold it that well. What do you think, Effie?
Well, it's all just a muddy mess of when you try to tackle so many conflicts, and I mean that's just how life is. It's not one simple thing. It's quite a few things interlaced with each other. Yeah. So, I mean, did it do everything justice? No, I mean, because there's no right answer to everything. But did it speak to some things?
Yeah, I mean, they had only 6 episodes to work with, and they touched on some topical issues. And I think it was somewhat successful at some of those things. For what it's worth, at least we got a good character arc for the Falcon and Winter Soldier. And I think they have good chemistry together.
Yeah, they made a great buddy cop film or show, and shut up.
Yeah, you got a Mikiti that guy.
I know.
I know. It was just so sudden. You got this.
I forgot how to counter.
You press
Too late.
That's right. The one thing we forgot to touch up on before. Yeah, you pretty much have to stand still and press the dodge.
I know I had to stand still, but I forgot what was dodge.
Okay. So, yeah, overall, it was interesting to see some returning characters, Zemo, and I'm probably should put spoiler go again.
I mean, this is all going to be spoiler go because you just went right into it, so.
And we got to see some Wakandians. I hope I said that correctly.
Wakandans.
Some people from Wakanda show up because they're hunting down Zemo because, you know, if anyone remembers what happened in, I believe it was the Winter Soldier movie? No, Civil War? One of the Captain America movies, Zemo kills T'Challa. Or T'Chaka. The father of the Black Panther. He blows him up at a UN meeting.
Yes.
He was pretty entertaining, but what I really liked about his character was that he presented a moral gray zone. No, the Falcon, he's trying to be Steve Rogers in a way. Like he's trying to figure out how to approach being Captain America in this world and how he can.
I don't think he's trying to do what would Steve Rogers do. I think he honestly is just trying to figure out what would be the best scenario for everyone in that situation.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, he's like you said, he was like a counselor before, for the army people there. So, he's good at empathizing over the situation and trying his best to look at everything from their perspectives.
Yeah, because he spent a good part of the show trying to find a non-violent way to end. You gotta love that guy there. To end the conflict with Carly and her flag smashers, and I won't spoil whether or not he's successful or not, but that was one of the main focal points of the show. And Zemo provided a gray area where he was like, just kill these people, they're radicalized. And in theory, his ideas actually make a lot of sense, even though it's a very violent way of dealing with it. But anyways, I think that's enough about Falcon and Winter Soldier. It was entertaining. You know, it sets up some things as usual for a Marvel series. I'm personally looking forward to Loki because I enjoy the character, but I enjoy the route that they're taking with the character. And also, it's gonna be cool to see this weird time-space cup thing that they've got going on. I don't quite understand. Apparently, it's an organization from the comics, but I don't read the comics, so it looks cool.
I like more fantasy settings, and it looks like that's where they're going to take it, so
yeah,
I'm looking forward to that. Oh,
gosh, there's a lot of shooters here.
Yeah. I'm trying to get
there are
on
a
some
lot
of these guys, but I'm having a hard time finding them.
At least they die quickly.
Just don't want to get near the big guys.
On a side note, we have been watching the rebuild of Evangelion films.
I don't remember the reviews.
I think he's gonna be... Oh. So, yeah, a couple months ago, we watched the anime show all the way through. That was my first time seeing the show all the way through. Then we saw the two movies. There was one that essentially recapped the show and added a little bit of extra to it. Oh, there's two of them?
Yeah.
Oh, man. This is gonna be fun. And then we saw the anime movie, End of Evangelion, which is essentially supposed to serve as an alternative ending for the show, replacing episodes 25 and 26, I think. Something like that. Ah, it doesn't give it to you.
No, he's not going to jump down. Damn it. There's... Can you...
Ooh.
Can I not...
Alright.
I want...
Jump. Sometimes you have to like jump for it to be reachable.
Want you dead. God.
I felt that. And I personally enjoyed the show a lot, and I actually prefer the anime's original ending compared to the ending that we got in End of Evangelion, which was...
I personally feel as if like the end of the show really should just be, you know, the end of Evangelion. I know everyone loves it to death, but my God, I feel as if the more that he tries to make it better, the more it's just breaking up the fan base and adding more things that shouldn't be there.
Are you speaking from your recent experiences of watching the films?
Yes.
Yes, I thought. Yes, we of the rebuild of Evangelion movies, essentially the remake movies, we've seen the first two, 1.11 and 2.22. They're crazy naming schemes. And we're gonna be watching 3.33. The fourth one is supposed to have already come out in Japan at the end of last year, and it will be coming out in the US sometime this year. And the first movie essentially recaps like the first 5 or so episodes of the anime pretty faithfully, and then the second movie starts making major changes, including character changes. But these because like Evangelion's timeline is really weird. Like there's a bunch of alternative stories, I think. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, nice. Got one. But like the rebuild series is supposed to be kind of its own thing. Not really remaking the show, but just kind of being... Oh, he's not really going to respond to that, huh? Well. And I like some of the changes and dislike some of the changes. I like to see it as an alternative way of experiencing the story. But the show still, though, is definitely going to be in like my top 10 or 20 animes out there. It's very entertaining, and it's surprisingly intense. Did you hear that? Yeah.
Finally.
Nice. Now you can explore without being shot or pounded into the ground.
That goes up to a temple.
Huh.
Wait. We've been here. This is the very beginning of the game. Because this is that temple where the little prince was. Oh, no.
Yamauchi. Wait, Yamauchi. We killed him before. Remember him?
No, I don't.
He was the first guy with a counter that we meet at the gate. You see that gate over there? He's the one that we usually meet after we pass that gate.
Well, you know what?
Are we in a story sequence or
Yeah.
like dream sequence?
No.
No. Wait, what about the beginning of the game? Was that a dream sequence?
No.
Yamauchi's back. Okay.
So maybe he
I will say that playing the game every like 2 weeks is doing wonders in confusing me in terms of the plot.
美しいじゃが誰かを乞うようなどこか悲しいねじゃったおい誰を呼んでおるもう一度聞かせてくれ
This is getting creepy.
お主わしは熊の人材門と申す堀回りの見回りを任ぜられております見かけぬ顔だがいずこの組衆か明かせぬとな さては忍び衆でござるか。
明かせぬ。
これはご無礼を。忍び衆ならばさもあろう。これ以上司祭は聞きませぬぞ。
That was where we got thrown down at the beginning.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is the beginning
この
area.
辺りで
It's just,
三味線の音を聞いておられぬか。
I'm just trying to understand.
音をたどってきたところ、こ
If at the beginning of the game we were here,
行き当たったのでござる。
lure to the abandoned dungeon or don't mention it?
Well, let's see if this exists.
Wait, abandoned.
行ってみるといい。
なるほど、あそこか。井戸穴の底は捨てろうともつながっておると聞く。たどっていけば調べにたどり着くやもしれぬな。
Did we just lie?
不審を見回るが我が務め。いとまがあらば捨てろうを訪ねてみまする。
Did we just send him to his death?
I don't know. This is a.
Wait, the abandoned dungeon, was that the place with all the zombies and the guy who was asking we need an able-bodied man or something like that?
Yeah.
But were they actually playing a melody?
I don't remember hearing a melody, but maybe that's where I remember.
Uh-oh.
Oh. God.
You think it was going to be that easy? You can get one counter right now.
Yeah, but I wanted to also check out that god.
Well, there's also a guy with 2 counters over there.
I know. I didn't want to get into a fight.
Oh, that's too bad.
I just want to explore.
That's too bad.
Let's just make sure there's gonna.
I'm trying to wrap my head around this. Oh my gosh, it's been so long since we played the beginning. So we played through the beginning. Got our arm cut off, woke up at the dilapidated temple. And now we've come back here. But why is Yamochi still alive? I distinctly remember killing him.
Well, maybe he's got some fucking dragon blood in him.
Maybe.
Sorry, Icky Boo. I know is that there's more than one way to get to that temple.
Yes, you can go down the side route.
Deja vu.
Just don't fall to your death. I believe in you.
Unless they got some other over here that's got 2 freaking health things. Oh, okay.
You're safe. For now. I can't believe I didn't recognize this. I guess it was because it was daytime.
Yeah.
Something was just not clicking. I was too busy talking about movies and TV shows.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, look, the Evangelion films were gorgeous. Those scenes with the Evas were really well done. I mean, they're movies. I would hope that they would put the money into making it look good. And I think it shows. They succeeded.
狼よ、お主はなすべきことをなせと。それが未だ見出せぬ。わからぬのだ。龍院は何故私に授けられた。
Because you're in an anime.
But what power is he referring to? That's the part that confuses me.
The part that gives people immortality.
That kid has that power?
Yes, that's why they want the kid.
Oh, the monks want the kid because of that.
Yeah.
But I thought they wanted you.
Well, I have the blood too, so yes, that's why that person said don't die. Because they want that power.
I guess that's why we see zombies there, because they tried and it failed miserably, and now you have zombies that are barfing up crickets and stuff.
Probably. I don't know. But looks like I can get the jump on this guy.
We're gonna do that on the next episode.
Next episode.
Next episode. Affy gets skewered like the. I lost a joke there. You're gonna get skewered.
Thanks.
I believe in you.
You're so awesome. Anyways. You know what to do. There are the signs. Point, 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 point. We do all the things.
Oh, the like, comment, and subscribe.
You know, I was trying to avoid saying those words and be original about something at least, but no. No, I can't even have that.
We can cut it out.
I can't even have that.
We're gonna have Icky Boo bleep it out.
You're gonna have Icky Boo do everything.
Yeah, well, he does everything.
You know, he's not really. He hasn't forgiven me from last time, so.
What'd you do to him?
You don't even remember last time.
What'd you do to him?
See. Okay. Anyways, bye.
Bye.